Calvin's a great runner, and he has great potential to take us to Super Bowl because he's such a great back. But he has had injuries over and over. We hate to talk about him much because he gets psyched out himself a little bit by talking about him. But I hope that he'll overcome them. If he doesn't, then we're going to have trouble without him.
You've got 4 good kickers, and that's 2 more than you can keep. Are you already trying to work out a trade, possibly with a couple of them?
Well, we're interested in talking to people about any of our players who remain on our squad right now, not only the kickers, because we want these men to have a chance someplace else if they can't play for us. And we know that our kickers are very capable of playing for a lot of teams in the National Football League, so we're looking at them and hopeful that we'll find something.
Coach, you've also got 4 wide receivers. Will you make a decision on whether to keep all 4? Will you put that off as long as you can?
Well, this is a decision that we must make. When you go to 40-man squad, there's a certain limit we work off of as to each position. But usually you have leeway maybe on 1 or 2 positions to carry maybe 1 extra player. This is a possibility to end. If we carry 6 receivers, counting our 2 tight ends, then we could keep 4 of them. If we go to 5, as we did last year, then we have to make a big decision. This will be a tremendous decision. We have to trade one of those receivers.
It's always refreshing to visit the campus here at Lubbock. It's a great place for a youngster to go to school. The word great may not be apt in describing the Texas Tech football for the 1972 season, but the team will be better than last year. Coach Jim Carlin talks about it.
Well, offensive line should be better because we have more depth and we feel like we have better athletes on the first line. Receiver core right now is not quite as good as last year, although Andre Tillman from Dallas I think can be an outstanding receiver. Our running back situation should be improved because McCutcheon to me is healthy again. George Smith, a junior college transfer out of California, has some speed. Again, our offense will be based on what happens at quarterback.
Does competition improve your ability at a position? Well, would-be quarterback Joe Barnes and Jimmy Carmichael talk about it.
Well, competition you always like to see because it does make the individual better, but, as far as I like to be the quarterback myself, but I think it's good, for a team to have 2 or 3 good quarterbacks.
How would you assess your position at this stage of the game?
Well, right now I feel like I'm, have a good chance as far as anybody.
How's your shoulder?
It's in good shape. I worked there with it all summer and got to where I'm throwing the ball better than I think I've ever thrown before.
Jimmy, how do you feel about competition at the quarterback position? Would you rather have it?
Well, I guess, when you get right down to it, nobody really wants competition. They want the job all by themselves, but kind of like the Cowboys proved this year, you got to have 2 quarterbacks before you can do anything. I think in the Southwest Conference for sure, that it's pretty likely that one quarterback may get hurt and you need another one to step right in. So I think the way we have 3, then we're going to be in pretty good shape.
And your personal goal for the season, 11-0?
That's pretty cllose to it, or 12-0 anyway.
Defensive line will not be a great group of football players, but we'll be improved and should be a good group. I think we can play there. Linebackers, we have more depth. Tom Dyer, young linebacker out of Dallas, blue chip from there. True sophomore will help us in that area, and we'll be 4 or 5 linebackers that can play. Secondary, I'm worried about a little bit. We have 1 football player, Wallace, at one corner that I think can play in this league. The other 3 positions we'll have to see. Danny Willis out of Garland is a fine, strong safety on the run. Whether he can play the pass, we'll just have to wait and see. But secondary worries me a little bit.
The Texas Tech football squad will be a step faster this year. Coach Carlin would like them to be 2 steps faster. So they may not win them all, but they'll win their share, and they'll be a proud football team when the season is over. This is Jerry Haynes from Lubbock for Channel 8 Sports.
It takes about 4 weeks for a drop in the price of live cattle to be reflected in retail prices because of the length of time it takes to run through retail channels here. This is being reflected already in somewhat lower retail prices, and I think will be reflected more in lower retail prices.
Martha, you give all the appearances of being absolutely serious about this, and yet the first issue of the Liberator is big boys can cry if they want to, and yours and the sisterhood, and the same thing we've been hearing for the last 2 or 3 years. Is there nothing new in the women's liberation movement?
Of course, there's something always new in the liberation movement because it includes not just women, it includes everybody, and every person you meet for the first time is someone new. So I'm actually interested in the liberation of human beings.
In a couple of weeks, Detroit will be unveiling its line of 73 automobiles and telling you all the reasons why you should buy a brand new one. Today, LTV Aerospace told the Navy that it needed a new fighter plane and unveiled its brand new model. LTV took one of their A-7E Corsair fighter planes and did about $5 million worth of cobbling to come up with a two-seater jet. They called it the Corsair II squared. On hand at the Dallas Naval Air Station to view the test flight of the new prototype was Navy Rear Admiral James Ferris, who helped test pilot John Konrad aboard the big white bird. LTV decided to take the financial gamble to build the two-seater in hopes that the Navy and Air Force would buy it as a training plane. Test flight will be completed in November, and then the aircraft will be traveling around the nation to sell itself. Nobody, not even the Rear Admiral, tried to kick the tires. Malcolm Landess for Channel 8 News at the Dallas Naval Air Station.